Princess Leonor's arrival in Denmark stuns royal fans from Spain. They expected tradition. They expected calm. They expected routine. But the truth, Leonor's entrance shattered every expectation. And the reason why no one saw this moment coming, is the very reason Spain can't stop talking. From the very second Princess Leonor's motorcade glided through Copenhagen's historic streets, the mood shifted. Spanish flags waved in a city that was not their own. Fans who had traveled from Madrid, Barcelona, and Seville lined up shoulder to shoulder with Danes, craning their necks just to capture a glimpse. And when Leonor stepped out, poised, radiant, and wearing that breathtaking sapphire coat that seemed to catch the light of late autumn Denmark, gasps filled the air. But why Denmark? Why now? Why this visit, carefully timed and orchestrated, feels unlike any other royal appearance? To answer, we must step back, because this is not just about one young princess on foreign soil. This is about history, family alliances, hidden rivalries, and a future that could reshape the European monarchy itself. Leonor, just recently sworn in with her oath of allegiance in Spain's parliament, carries on her shoulders centuries of Bourbon legacy. At 19, she stands not only as heir to the Spanish throne but also as the living embodiment of her nation's hope. Yet, as her plane touched down in Denmark, whispers grew louder. Was this simply a diplomatic courtesy, or the beginning of something far more personal? Because waiting for her on Danish ground was not only Queen Margrethe's family but also Prince Christian, Denmark's own heir. Both born into destiny, both raised under watchful eyes, both symbols of generational change in their countries. And when their eyes met at Amalienborg Palace, the cameras caught it. A smile, subtle, innocent, but electric. Is it possible that royal duty and young romance are quietly intersecting here? Spanish media erupted. Headlines questioned, is Leonor's presence in Denmark merely about strengthening ties, or fueling the beginning of a modern royal love story? The answer is tangled in both diplomacy and emotion. Consider this. For centuries, European royals have interwoven through marriage. Spain and Denmark, though distinct, share bonds that go back generations. And today, with both Leonor and Christian stepping into adulthood, observers can't help but draw comparisons. The perfect heirs, the perfect timing, the perfect storm of speculation. Yet it wasn't just the supposed chemistry that stunned fans. It was Leonor's confidence. In Denmark, she was not a quiet guest, not the shadow of her father, Felipe VI, nor her mother, Queen Letizia. She was the star. Her speech at a cultural event, delivered with elegance in both Spanish and English, received a standing ovation. She spoke of unity, of friendship, of shared European destiny. But behind every polished phrase, listeners could feel it. This was a young woman stepping firmly into her power. And here's where curiosity deepens. If Leonor is already commanding this level of admiration abroad, what does it mean for Spain's monarchy, often criticized as distant or outdated? Could her presence in Denmark be part of a broader strategy? Some analysts suggest this as Spain's subtle reminder that their future queen is not just for Spain, but for Europe. But not everyone is smiling. Inside Spain, Leonor's rising popularity stirs unease. For some factions, especially Republicans who oppose the monarchy, every cheer she receives abroad strengthens the very institution they want to dismantle. Tension brews at home, even as adoration blooms abroad. And then comes the family dimension. Leonor's mother, Queen Letizia, known for her protective nature, reportedly kept a watchful eye during the trip. Her father, King Felipe, discreet but firm, ensured every protocol was followed. But it was Leonor's own gestures, her independent carriage, her willingness to engage freely with Danish citizens, that stood out most. Almost as if she was signaling, I am ready, not in the future, but now. Still, one question lingers, was this a state visit, or was it personal? Because in private dinners away from cameras, sources claim Leonor and Prince Christian shared warm conversations. Friends say the two bonded over their love of sports, their shared struggle of growing up in palaces yet yearning for normalcy, their unspoken understanding of destiny's weight. Is this just youthful camaraderie, or something deeper? The silence from both royal houses only fuels the fire. And so fans speculate, could Spain's future queen and Denmark's future king one day unite not just in friendship, but in something more? Imagine the symbolism: two houses, two nations, tied by love rather than treaty. It feels like a fairy tale, but one rooted in centuries of precedent. But even if romance never blooms, this Denmark moment has already shifted Leonor's image forever. She arrived as a young princess under scrutiny. She left as a global royal figure, admired, speculated about, unforgettable. The real surprise is not just that Spain's princess stunned royal fans in Denmark. The real surprise is that she revealed the possibility of an entirely new chapter for European royalty. A chapter where youth, elegance, and authenticity might once again capture the hearts of millions. So, as the Spanish press continues to buzz, as Danish whispers grow louder, and as European royals quietly take notice, the question remains: was this visit merely a diplomatic gesture, or the first spark of a story we will tell for generations? Because if Princess Leonor's arrival in Denmark taught us anything, it is this. Sometimes history doesn't knock politely. Sometimes it sweeps in, dazzling, stunning, and leaving behind a trail of questions that no one can stop asking. And those questions, dear listener, may be only beginning.